Hello, everyone. Coming to you tonight on a early Tuesday morning, fresh off or on a full moon for the 21st of September, 2021. And I'm eating my quick trip ice cream. I straight walk in there and be like, let me get a McFlurry. Like, I know this is not McDonald's. It looked like a McFlurry to me, okay? What is it called? A twister. A twister. A quick trip twister is what I'm having. So this is going to be a different video because I felt like I needed to make one about a week ago, but I didn't feel like doing it. And I aesthetically didn't feel like presenting on camera, so I was like, I'll just wait. So I had like 4 different topics that I wanted to discuss, and they were just coming in quickly. And they've kind of fizzled out by now. That's my bad. But there's one that's lingering, and I feel like I've already discussed it before in another video. But I feel like it's like at the surface right now of my life. And it's like thick. Like I know how to manage it, but it's like you know how to wade through water, but it's still heavy after a while, you know? You get tired and it's like exhausting. Without saying who the people are. Excuse me. There's about, let's see, one, two, three situations and familial situations that are in my surroundings where there's things that have come up, situations come up, and the way people immediately connected to me, how they're reacting to them, and me being able to either be directly involved or be kind of on the outskirt and being able to watch it between the people and how they're each handling it. It's been like an interesting experiment, observation. I'm directly involved, and then I'm like kind of like on the outskirt. No, not really. I'm kind of involved. I'm involved in all of them. More in one more than I want to be, but hey, it is what it is, you know. So it's just when I think about it, it goes back to my other video. I think I called it self-awareness is key, or that was the gist of it. But it boils down to the lessons that I'm learning, it which I already know, is when you don't see yourself clearly, you don't realize how you not knowing the problems that you're causing is causing more problems. Like the way that you are, how you are, the way you relate to others, the way you think you're presenting yourself to others, and the way people perceive you, they could be on 2 opposite ends of the spectrum. You think it's one way, and the people who are dealing with you know it's completely the opposite, or vice versa. Like you think this is okay, I'm fine, I know what this is how I am, this is what, and then because I think I'm acting a certain way that's completely normal and acceptable, the people that you're dealing with are like, no ma'am, no sir, it's not okay. How you're handling this is terrible. And you don't know it's terrible because you're terrible. Terrible, unaware, in denial, not willing to address it or confront it or fix it, or even just stop and take in, other people trying to tell you, hey, listen, No, how you're handling the situation is completely crazy. Completely crazy, completely irrational, completely out of line, because whatever issues you have not dealt with. And because you have not dealt with your issues, now we have to deal with your issues. So your issues are becoming our issues. And I'm about tired. I I don't think I realized how small of a circle my friends were until like recently. I was like, people that are around me, like it's a small, like my real friends who like I talk to. I'm not even gonna say consistently, but like who I really can talk to about anything, who really know me. It's not a lot of them. There's a very few, and they are as different as the night is the day. The thing they have in common is that they listen, they are level-headed, um, they're not highly emotional people, like fly off the handle. They're pretty stable, like mentally and emotionally. They're rational. They can have conversations, they can listen, and they can put their input in. They can also take in other people's input. They process information properly. The people that I have around me who are related or not related, they seem to have a problem doing that. And I'm like wondering why I'm not as close to some people that are like blood relatives who are in my immediate energy or not removed that far. And a lot of them have a lot of unresolved issues, unresolved trauma, uh, stuff that goes back to who knows when. Some of them are younger, some of them are older. And the way they are, and the way they are, and they react and deal with other people is so like out of pocket to me. The treatment, the address, the way they talk to people, the energy they project onto people. What's funny is a lot of people around me like that, but they really know not to directly bring it to me. They might bring it to each other and between them. And like I said, some of them I'm involved in, some of them I'm like around the edge. And it's like I'm in it, but you don't really want me to get in it. Because if I get in it, tables will flip. And I don't mean literally, but they will feel like they've been flipped. Because I just don't have time for like the non-confrontational, the lightly stepping around people's feelings and trying to coddle people. That's just not how I'm built. I'm understanding, I'm empathetic, but I'm not here for the throw the stone and hide my hand because I have emotional issues. Like, no, no, no. And like me being around it more so now, like with these different situations that are going on that I'm watching, it's like it's making me want to not necessarily draw harder boundaries, but I'm having to put people in different categories, like kind of like tighten the reins. Like I was already limiting my interactions, and now I'm like, okay, maybe I should do a little better, be a little nicer, try to come around a little more, try to engage more. I'm trying to try to meet them where they are, right? Yeah, no, no. Sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes people don't care. They don't. They don't care. They don't respect it. They don't even understand that it's like you doing them a courtesy. It's like this is where you. What you mean? Yeah, this is how I am. No, not with me. You're not gonna be like that with me. It's disrespectful to themselves and to people that have to deal with them. So be careful. with people like that. It's people who will come around just for their benefit. They don't care nothing about what you got going on with you, how happy you are, what they can do to help you, make your life easier, make things better for you. And sometimes it's subconscious, they don't even realize they're doing it. It's like a survival thing where it's like anything they do regarding certain people indirectly is just to get the benefit for themselves. It's not always like, I'm gonna go over here and ask her for some money. It's not always that direct. Or I'm gonna go over here and see if I can borrow her car for the 20th time. It's not always that direct. It could be something like they never want to go and be in their space because their space is not as peaceful. So they come out of their space where they're, let's say they work a lot or they're always at work, but they don't ever go home when they get off of work. They want to come to your house, or they want to be at their house because their house is chaotic, so they want to be at your house, or um, they don't want to. They don't go to the. They gonna go to your party. They're not gonna plan their own party. They're just gonna go to your party and then try to run it. Stuff like that, and you're like, dang, why? And then sometimes if it's the way that the relationship is set up, they know that you're the person. It's like if they're the giver of the crap, they know that you're the receiving kind. So you'll just let it ride. They'll do whatever they can to get whatever they have inside, whatever like not peace, lack of peace or disruption that they have internally from their own situations. They'll internalize it, come into your peaceful space, and then shit it all over you. Indirectly sometimes, just real subtle. Come over in your space and want to change your channels on your TV and turn your radio station, and tell you how to wash your car and how to do this and how you to raise your kids. And then you just like, oh, it's just how it goes. And low key is bothering you. But because if you're a passive individual, usually people like that who are dominant and who want to control or be like the manipulator in a way, they tend to be friends or connect with other people who are passive, like the yin and the yang, right? You can't have two dominant people together because who's gonna be dominating? Like two bulls in a pen, right? No. One of them has to be weaker, has to acquiesce to the other. So if you have people like that around you, you have to figure out what role you're playing and how the dynamic works, because you might not realize that it's bothering you when they're around, or you feel frustrated, or you just every time it's always something that agitates you, but you can't necessarily pick out what it is per se. But they do something or say something, and it's always like, so, and it's wearing you down little by little by little, to the point where you just might just snap. You could snap, or if you start to have a self-awareness moment of clarity, and you just shut it down and set a hard boundary, then they're like, whoa, 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 you are acting crazy. Meanwhile, they've been acting crazy the whole time, but anybody said nothing. Either you don't realize it or you're just dancing around it, right? Some people don't recognize it, right? Some people do, and they just keep doing the tap dance, like, oh, it's okay, until it's not okay. And it's like, and then when you put the boundary down, it's like, oh my God, why are you acting so crazy? What happened? What I do? We just like sick of people's shit. Like, I'm over it.com. .com, .gov, .edu. Like, it's just time out for that. And it's just situations where people show you who they are. You can deal with it for a while, and after a while you just get sick of it, and then you just have to, with in small doses, like, it's not a lot of hate there. It's just, I know how to deal with you. I know how to limit my conversation. You got to know how to set the boundary where it needs to be set. Sometimes you can't have conversation at all with people. Sometimes you can limit it. Sometimes you can, have the conversation, but you don't need to spend a lot of time with them. And even in the conversation, it's like you're going to have to steer the conversation a little more because they'll try to bait you in to get what they want. Sometimes they want some sympathy. They want you to be miserable because they're miserable. They want to outdo you, whatever conversation you're having. They want to be one up you. You sick, they sicker. You got a good job, they got a better job. Your daughter's doing well, her daughter's doing better than your daughter. It's like a underlying competition with some people. And it's not always that they realize they're doing it. Sometimes it's just, like I said, like subconsciously or some stuff they got to deal with. It's like way deep down rooted. I just feel like if people have to tell you about yourself more than once, or different people are telling you the same things about yourself, like you can't say it's everybody else. It's you. It's not, oh, everybody's against me and they're ganging up on me. It's like, no, it's you. It's you. And at the very least, you got to do a self inquiry, self analysis. Look inside, see what's really going on. Do you really do those things? Are you really like that? Are you that person? You might be. Probably are. So yeah, it's just a few things going on. Few people I've had to observe and I had to check in my family, and they know I'm different. I'll be listening, and I have a huge family. My dad's side is big. So my grandmother home. My dad's side had a lot of kids. Well, she had four four sons, and then my grandmother had 11 on my mom's side. So yeah, and they all got kids, and their kids got kids. So I got family in damn near every state. So it's a lot of talking amongst the people about who did what and the dumb stuff they do and the situations they're involved in. But I don't know if it's like I'm doing the Matrix or whatever, but it just seems to bypass right on by me. Like I'm rarely, don't include me in it. And if you're gonna include me, you better come talk to me about it face to face. Everybody talks around each other. Nobody wants to address the people directly, or they don't want to say anything. They don't want to. But everybody's talking about the situation, but nobody wants to talk to the person about the situation. And I be like, they know better than to bring it to me. Because if I hear about it, I'm gonna bring it to you. If I hear about it, it's coming right. Who said what, when, why? Who wants to know? I'm very direct. I'm very assertive, and it's a good trait to have, I think, in life. If you're passive, you might get passed by. Um, you're assertive, you can kind of put yourself in a position where people know that you're cool, if you're cool, but there's a respect there. They're not going to treat you the same way that they would treat someone they know they can just walk all over. They know that you're going to you're going to speak up for yourself. You're going to have a backbone. You're going to have a spine. There's going to be a place that they can tread with you and a place they know they better not tread without consequence or without, feeling a way about it, because you're going to say exactly what needs to be said without holding back. But when you cower down and you back out, they know exactly what you're going to do, and they bank on you to do that. They can get over and get whatever they want. They can keep on coming to you and using you as their dump area, their scapegoat, or whatever the thing is that they want to let out on you. They'll let it out, or use you for, or take all of yours. So be mindful of the company you keep. Be mindful of the dynamics of your relationships. What they do for you. What are they? Why are they there? What's the purpose? I just think relationships should be mutually beneficial. Maybe not in the same categories, but if you're the one giving all the communication and all the fun and all the intelligence and all the resources financially, you're paying for everything, and you got all the ideas, and this person has like no personality, nothing to offer. Everything that y'all do is because of what you've done. They got no support. They don't call to check in. They don't care about, like, what is the point of that dynamic? I just don't. I don't have those kind of situations. You could be a nice person and all that, but if I don't feel like my energy is being matched in some of the categories or in certain ones, maybe I'm not as strong, they're stronger, that's fine too. But it can't just be if Danae don't do, nothing happens. If Danae doesn't have it, she doesn't do it for us. We can't do it, or we don't have enough. If I don't call, I'll never talk to her. If I don't plan to come see you, I'll never hear from you. I'll never see you if I don't. If Danae doesn't come see us, I guess we'll never see each other. If she don't call, I guess we'll never talk. She can't invite us out to dinner. I guess we won't ever go out anywhere and have, like, what the hell? No, that's a one-sided situation and it's not beneficial to them. Maybe, yeah, they get everything they want. What do I get? Nothing. Doesn't even seem like the person would care, right? Like they genuinely care about me as a person. I just I've done that where I try to call people when I was younger, try to call, oh, make new girlfriends at work, and I try to call and call and call, and then they call and they blow you off or whatever, and you try to give them a few chances, and all right, this girl, delete your number. I call you and check on you as a friend. You don't want to talk, you going through something, okay, I'll call you again. That third time, after that, baby, you're going to have to hunt me down, because whatever you're going through, if you got to shut down, that's fine, that's for you, but don't expect me to keep calling you and being at your beck and call, and then when you want to reach out, now, don't get mad when I'm scarce. I'm realizing as I get older, I'm treating people exactly how they deserve to be treated. I think once upon a time it was treat the person you want to be treated the way you want to be treated, and I think I'm just outgrowing that at 39. I'm treating people exactly the way they deserve to be treated. Who don't matter who it is. I'm matching your energy because you're not going to drain mine. You can get from me what you give, if anything. If it's a value, you can get value. If it's not a value, you might get half value. You might not get nothing. That golden rule is maybe initially, but after time, after people show you who they are, they played their cards, and you can see them, you might better act accordingly. Or you might be the fool. I don't know. But I think that's the word for the day. Hopefully I'll get my other ones back as more observation goes on, but that's where I'm at. Watch your back, watch your front, watch your energy. Watch out for vultures. People have nothing to offer but everything they want to take. That's where we are. That's where I'm at. Going through a little bit and growing and learning more lessons. So check on my fake ponytail. It's cute. I'm not a fake hair kind of girl though. I like wigs, like a quick fake wig you put on. Found this. I had this ponytail for like a year, maybe like like 2 or 3 years, and I didn't know how to put it on. And then I figured out how to put it in a bun, and I was like, oh, it's cute. And I was like, oh, I can just leave it down. Anyway, not important. Anywho, that's the video for today. That's the message. And I know it's kind of different, and my setup was different because I'm eating my ice cream, and I'm kind of thinking about things that are going on as I was making this video. It's not as I know what I'm gonna say, and all the points were there in my head, and I just said go. Usually that's what I do. I just sit to record, and I'm like, all right, and it comes out fluid and quick. This one I was kind of pondering through, like I'm just in a different space right now. So No worries, all good. Lessons to be learned all the time. And I'm gonna go bring my crystals in from outside because the sun will be up in about an hour. So, cheerio.